Hey, what's going on, everybody? Max here with Because Bitcoin. And for today's 10-minute max video, we are actually not going to be doing just 10 minutes. I'll probably go a little bit longer. But here's the deal, guys. This video is for all of the people that have texted me recently. All right. I am suddenly the most popular man on the face of the planet for my in real life crew. Everybody wants to know how to get into crypto. Hey, I want to start trading. I want to start investing. What do you think I should do? Look, there are a lot of people right now that are in that boat, and maybe you're one of them. We might not know each other in real life, or maybe we do, right? What should you be investing in? Where should your focus be? If you have some cash and you're looking to invest, this video is for you. Additionally, it's probably a really good reminder video for those that have been following along with what we're doing here because Bitcoin for months now. So I guess there's two groups of people: the beginners that are watching this video or new entrants into the market right now, and then also those that maybe need a little bit of a refresher. So we're just going to go over some of the basics right now, higher time frame stuff, where we're potentially at within this cycle. And hopefully this helps provide some guidance for those that are newer into this market. Do me a solid and actually like and subscribe, guys. Please consider liking and subscribing. It really helps push our channel, helps us grow. And again, we are so appreciative of the support. You may have heard of the term Bitcoin halving before. I'm not going to dumb it down too much or get too technical on it, but basically every 4 years, there's an event that occurs. All right. Again, I'm not going to get too technical with it. We're just going to keep it really surface level for people that kind of want to understand what's happening here. But basically every 4 years, give or take, there's something called a Bitcoin halving, where Bitcoin miners who get paid out in Bitcoin for their operations, they end up getting the amount that they're paid out cut in half. Okay, so economics 101. If supply gets cut in half and demand remains constant, you get these squeezes, right? And when I say supply, there's supply that comes from a lot of places. Like I could put my Bitcoin up for sale, and that would be supply hitting the market. But a majority of new Bitcoin hits the market from miners, okay? Because miners, they get paid out in Bitcoin for mining Bitcoin, and then they need to sell it for cash to operate their business. So when your biggest seller of Bitcoin or one of your biggest sellers of Bitcoin has half of the available supply that they did one day versus the next, and demand for this product, Bitcoin, this commodity, remains constant, supply and demand 101, right? It's really simple. So we are doing something a little different right now than we have before. Up until recently, we have never made a new Bitcoin all-time high before a Bitcoin halving. Now, why is that? And I'll just mark out the previous all-time high so you can see that we're actually doing things a little bit different this cycle, right? And it's caught a lot of people by surprise. Not us here because Bitcoin, we were in front of this one. We saw it coming. But Bitcoin has never made an all-time high before a Bitcoin halving. This time is different. So part of the reason why I believe that is because you've probably heard of these spot ETFs, right? There's almost 10, I think 9 Bitcoin spot ETFs being approved. So now suddenly there's more regulatory clarity. There's more big money or institutional interest because they can just buy Bitcoin through brokerage accounts rather than having to set up like a crypto exchange account. So things are a little bit different right now. Okay. But either way, like what I said first holds true. Bitcoin halving is coming up. Supply and demand 101. All right. So you're coming at the right time. Full transparency. Like you are probably not early to the Bitcoin rally. Okay. You are not early to the Bitcoin rally. Bitcoin fundamentally is always a good hold. Like it's concrete, sound property and money. But if you're looking to just get started with a small amount, Bitcoin, maybe at 2 or 3 or 4x's from here, which is still a fantastic return. But I imagine a lot of you have ambitions of potentially, outperforming Bitcoin, turning $100 or $500 or a couple $1,000s into a lot more than that. Okay, so again, fundamentally, Bitcoin is the best thing you can buy. Okay. But it's not going to go up the most necessarily, at least at this point in the cycle. So I've got the halvings up. We're just going to put this up here again. Okay. So I already explained this, but just to highlight it with colors, you can see here when Bitcoin, gets above, this region where the previous all-time high was around the halving, we start to go up. Pre-halving walk up, post-halving expansion phase. All right. Now let's do this here. We're going to throw on RSI. So this is a really simple indicator. And even the most, highly proficient technical of traders um, use this on the monthly time frame, guys. Like this is a really, really solid indicator. Again, this basically just kind of measures like whether something is being aggressively bought or, I guess also aggressively sold. We're going to look at Bitcoin on the monthly. All right. So I'm just adjusting it so it locks in on the month, but I can change the time frame up here. All right. I'm also going to turn off this moving average, and I don't like the green fill up top. All right. I want you to focus on this line right here. Just for people that are, beginners just learning what this is. So RSI reading here is 70. That's where my red line is drawn. And I'm going to mark out here quick dots on the chart. Okay, so blue dots, when Bitcoin monthly RSI gets over 70, what typically happens? Okay, and I'm just doing this to kind of show you where Bitcoin might be within its cycle. All right, so here, Bitcoin monthly RSI over 70, Bitcoin monthly RSI over 70. So you can see that typically when this happens, guys, like the best outcome happens, right? Like we go up a lot more, and we just recently cracked over that region. The highest, we typically go here is maybe this region, right? Like 95, 96 will be a little bit more conservative. Last cycle, it didn't quite get there, right? But the previous two we did. So, just keep an eye on everything above here. But a majority of the really exciting price action occurs when Bitcoin monthly RSI gets above 70 and then really above 90 again. So you're not late to Bitcoin, but you're certainly not early. Okay, like if you were early to Bitcoin, you were buying in this phase here, right here. So if you were early, you were buying in, the blue region. Okay. So we're past the blue region, guys. Like we're well into our new parabola, and things are probably going to keep, heating up. But just recognize, like, I'm not going to come here and lie to you and tell you you're early and you're going to make, generational wealth buying a $73,000 Bitcoin. You can make some good money for sure, but let's see how long this phase usually lasts. Okay. So from where Bitcoin monthly RSI crosses over 70 to the global peak, 329 days. All right, let's do the next one. Monthly RSI over 70 to the global peak, 364 days, so about a year. Let's do last cycle. Bitcoin monthly RSI right here, over 70 to the all-time high. Oops, 364 days. So following this pattern, right? Usually after we get into this frothy region where Bitcoin monthly RSI is over 70, we have about a year, give or take. So let's see, let's mark it out. Where did we, when did we cross into 70? So right about here. So 300 and let's just be conservative, 329 days, which is the shortest one that we've ever had, which was back in 2013 when Bitcoin was $100. Okay. That would take us out into, basically very early 2025. So I would say, things should, if we follow a historical trend, should remain relatively bullish from now, all the way through 2024, maybe even early 2025. Okay. But again, you're not like super early Bitcoin. You are kind of in the middle right here. All right. Now we're going to jump on over to this chart. All right. And this is Bitcoin up above. I'll remove all of these drawings we just put on here. So what I want to talk about here, guys, is, and I saved these charts from earlier, what typically happens for those that have been following the channel for a while. You guys know this chart and are familiar. I keep talking about it because I think it's that important. And then I'm also going to get into some more like higher risk plays that I think, in my opinion, are higher risk, but safe higher risk. Okay. Potentially juicing some returns, but nothing where you're going to lose all your money and it goes to zero. Okay. So this is Bitcoin up here. We just looked at Bitcoin. Here's Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin dominance is Bitcoin represented as a percentage of the total crypto asset class again. So like when, it's 54%, that means that of all of crypto right now, like ETH, Sol, every altcoin, Bitcoin makes up just over half of crypto. All right. So what we typically see when Bitcoin, and I'll just explain this to you. Total 2 is your altcoin index. This is Ethereum, Solana, BNB, Matic, all the new projects. This is everything minus Bitcoin. All right. So what do we typically see here? Purple dots. I'll just do this real quick. Purple dots are when Bitcoin makes a new all-time high. And I mark that out on every chart. And then the blue dot is when Bitcoin dominance, again, the percentage of the total crypto asset class that Bitcoin represents, bottoms out. What do we typically see when Bitcoin makes a new all-time high? Bitcoin dominance goes down, Bitcoin goes up, total 2 goes up more. Okay, so in 2017, Bitcoin makes a new all-time high, peaks out 1,580% later. Total 2 during that same period of time, Bitcoin USD again makes a new all-time high, and altcoin index goes up 40,000%. So 40,000% versus 1,500%, big difference. In 2020, Bitcoin makes a new all-time high marked by purple dots. We see Bitcoin dominance drop in typical fashion. Bitcoin goes up 251%. Altcoins go up 715%. Okay, as a bundle, as a package, conservatively. Where are we at right now? Bitcoin just made a new all-time high. Bitcoin dominance is hitting this trend line, looking like it wants to roll over. And altcoins, again, looking like they want to play a game of catch up. So where should your focus be right now? If you're looking to throw, $100, $200, $1,000, you're just getting into it. You don't own any crypto or very little. Bitcoin is really safe, but if history tells us anything, this is that part of the cycle that altcoins really outperform. And so Bitcoin might be halfway done with its bull market, as I already illustrated, but altcoins might be just getting started with their bull market. Okay, but again, altcoins are much riskier, so you have to be careful. You have to know which ones to pick. So we're going to talk about that. I want to talk about Doge. Okay, Doge is one that everybody is familiar with. Doge is one that most people don't know this, but Doge is actually older than Ethereum and is proof of work and actually derives from Bitcoin. So Doge was created from Litecoin, and Litecoin was created from Bitcoin. So Doge is like the grandchild of Bitcoin, okay, with a funny name. I have the utmost confidence that Doge is not going to rug or go to zero, and you can buy it on Coinbase and Robinhood, and it's super easy. And I still think that there's a lot of meat left on the bone with something like Doge. So again, if you're new here, just looking to get in my opinion, Doge is probably going to provide better risk-adjusted returns at this phase of the cycle than Bitcoin, if history is any indication, right? And it's never perfect. I could certainly be wrong, but we're going to go through an example here. So let's look at this, right? When does Doge really begin to perform well? Doge begins to perform well when 2-week RSI gets above 75, 76. So let's mark this out with blue dots. When RSI for Doge gets above 75, 76, we'll mark it with blue dots. Again, right here. And just recently right here. Okay. So a majority of the outsized returns, as you can see, happens here, where in this gray region, I'll just mark this out here as well. In this gray region, Doge goes up a little bit, but not really. And then it blasts off as soon as it gets above 75, 76. All right. Same thing happened last cycle. Kind of been a lull, reaccumulating, whatever. And then we get above 75, 76, and it goes nuts. Okay. What have we done so far? RSI climbing. Price hasn't really done a whole lot. It's up a little bit. When we definitively get above this level, I'm expecting fireworks, like a majority of the gains to occur once we are above that region, and then where does Doge typically peak out? Looking at the 2-week RSI, it peaks out up here at 90, 97 historically, right? So let's look at this. Let's draw it right across the top. Where have the tops been for Doge? 3 out of the 4 have been when 2-week RSI has been above 96. So I think that Doge is actually like a conservative, but yet like a little bit risky play. But again, it's not like some of this stuff you're just going to go like totally degen on. I've spent a lot of my time focusing on this, but Doge I think is a really interesting one, and it's been around for a while. It's very accessible. So again, if you're new here, new into crypto, looking at position, this is probably your safest sort of altcoin bet, in my opinion. We can also talk about some other tickers as well. Let's see. Let me pull it up. Yeah, ETH is obviously a good one. Expecting something good. But what I was actually wanting to show you guys was, ETH versus Sol. So here's Bitcoin down on the bottom. I prepared this earlier. ETH is starting to, or Solana starting to basically look like what ETH did last cycle, guys. It's very, very similar. So we'll take a quick look at this. Solana, I think, has some very good risk-adjusted returns. Again, you can buy it on Coinbase, you can buy it on, pretty sure you can buy it on Robinhood. Most exchanges offer it, but look at what we did here. So this is ETH last cycle. We had this little consolidation. We had an all-time high. I took a Fibonacci retracement from range high to range low. We had a little deviation here below this area, and then when Bitcoin went on to make a new high last cycle right here, and I'll mark it by blue dot. Actually, I'll mark it by teal just so we can really see it. Look at where Solana was, or I'm sorry, look at where ETH was. Now let's go ahead and look at where Sol is this cycle. Same little consolidation, all-time high to low. We have our deviation zone. Bitcoin makes a new all-time high, and you know, look at where Sol is. So in my opinion, there is a chance that Sol could hit this 3.618 extension as well, which would be Solana going all the way up here potentially to $875 if conditions remain consistent. So again, keep an eye out on Sol. I think Sol is going to be one of the best performers. I think Doge is a great one, but beyond that, guys, I think like if you're new here, just play it safe. Don't go crazy. Get in slowly. And I gave you a couple picks that I'm expecting to do quite well that are accessible on most exchanges, and I'll make a couple more of these videos, in the not too distant future, and we'll go over things. But I'll cut it there for now. So hope you guys appreciated the video. Please like and subscribe, and if you want further guidance on crypto markets, how I'm navigating them, I've got a big team of analysts, how we're all navigating them as well. Check out the first link in the description below. That will give you premium access to our private Discord where we are fully transparent. We share all of our trades, stuff I didn't talk about in this video or I don't talk about on other videos, like literally hourly updates, everything we're seeing in the market. So definitely check that out. Prices are going up very soon, so get in sooner rather than later. And also, if you sign up now, you will get free access included in your Discord subscription to BB Terminal, which is our new flagship product. You are going to want to use it. It will absolutely revolutionize and help guide you through how you navigate crypto markets. So definitely consider checking that out. It's a fantastic product launching right around the Bitcoin halving in about a month. But yeah, guys, thanks so much for being here. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Take care.